minutes. After 3.5 minutes, Mike Geffner will set off his timer to let you know you are past due, and it is. When you're up here, you can hear it. It's very annoying. Graveyard Simon Peter Captain.
Stroll. Take a city little stroll with your memoir.
I was born in Africa, raised in America, studied in Europe, and died in Asia.
Bombard to be like a swarm of gnats or disturbed bees or a hailstorm or a combat.
Used its skill with dexterity and posterity.
AKA Mr. Change, and I got many names and faces, and I got cases in many places, but it's only the history or the mystery that's on the talk of their wishes and dreams. Yes, they were strong, strong, strong.
Final feature of the night. She has flyers for her one-woman show. Please see her. They are free flyers. We promise. You do not have to claim them on your taxes come April. Free flyers. She is an actor and emerging playwright. She has a reoccurring role on Law and Order SVU. Ooh. There we go. She played Lorenz Tate's sister on Rescue Me, which is on FX. She has been in many off-Broadway shows in New York City and LA, and has opened for many stars, including Andrew Dice Clay and Eddie Griffin. Ladies and gentlemen, please make some noise for Erica Bradshaw. Make some noise as Erica makes her way to the microphone. Keep making noise. Our final feature of the evening.
I will try. I was told to make sure I was in the light, so I gotta set my shit up.
Find your light, find your light.
I remember my very early encounters with heroes. They had costumes, capes, and superpowers. You remember Aquaman? Plastic Man?
Yeah.
And the Hulk?
Oh.
You remember the Hulk?
Yeah.
You remember that TV show?
Yeah.
I still get emotional when I think about the notes to the opening song. You remember? Oh, God! But when I grew up from that cartoon kid stuff, I saw that being an animated superhero wasn't where it's at. Well, at the time, I was not allowed to see Mr. Beverly Hills Cop be a potty mouth. And when the Cosby Show came out, I was intrigued. A white family on television weekly in my home, but there was still no black superhero, no black fantasy, just another slice of black life that some folks had never seen before. Besides, by the time Theo, Rudy, and Vanessa started kicking it in '84, I was already the greatest American hero. William Catt, 1981. I was Alex P. Keaton, Ricky Schroeder, Mork from Ork, Nanu, Nanu.
All right.
I was Altreyu from The Never Ending Story. Good morning, Bastion.
Yeah.
Then, in 1983, I saw Dustin Hoffman put on makeup and a pair of heels, and he changed my understanding of what a hero was and could be. In Tootsie, Hoffman played Michael Dorsey, a short, big-nosed, unattractive, out-of-work actor who decides to cross-dress his way into acting jobs as Dorothy Michaels, a short, big-nosed, unattractive, middle-aged woman. Michael, as Dorothy, became a huge success, making millions, until he got fired from the hit television show, but he still ended up with Jessica Lange. Something clicked. All the heroes I had something in common. They weren't all young and pretty. They weren't all tall and special looking. They weren't all from faraway lands. But they were all male. And they were all white. I knew I was black. I knew I was female. And giving up my gender and race was a heroic sacrifice that I made consciously as a kid. See, that's what heroes do, sacrifice. I totally literally had to change my request. Dear God, please make me a white boy. Dear God, please make me a white boy. Dear God, please make me a white boy. It all began to make sense. See, my mother Val didn't raise me to be a good little black girl. She raised me to be a hero. I mean, she wanted me to behave, but she didn't qualify that good behavior with race or gender. She didn't say things like, act like a nice young lady, or little black girls don't do. She wasn't constantly trying to make me an African-American, black, or Negro. She didn't try to tell me who I could or couldn't be. Erica Delehant, I named you after Susan Lucci's famous TV character, Erica Kane, because she acts like she can do anything she wants to do. I wanted my child to feel that way. I wanted my child to feel freedom and entitlement. However, there are rules that come with freedom. Rule number 1, learn how to play the game. Life is a game, learn how to play it, okay? Rule number 2, if you don't like something about yourself, you, and only you, have the power to change it. Rule number 3, I am the mother. You must always listen to and respect the mother, okay? Okay. Now repeat the rules back to mommy. Free and entitled. I know this because Grandma made sure I knew who I was not. She was an English teacher at Malcolm X Shabazz High School in Newark. She knew everything. Erica, you should know that you are better than all the N's out there. Erica, you are very special. Don't you ever forget that. One day you may grow up to be the president if you really want to, or probably just married to him. Unlike the rest of those N's, those N's will never, ever become anything. Be afraid of the N's. I was tired of the N's. The N's were not heroes. I was never, ever gonna be an N. I couldn't quite distinguish N's from the rest of the people in Newark or my family, but I just knew that N's were bad. They were always cussing, causing trouble, and acting N-ish, according to Grandma. I was well into my adulthood when I finally realized what N stood for. Niggas. 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 You know, niggas. The anti-hero. Grandma said that Lloyd, my father, would have been nothing more than an N too if it weren't for me. She told me that Lloyd had all the characteristics of an N. He'd been in trouble with the law, had a wife and 3 kids when he met my mother, and Lloyd did the reefer. My mother, Val, she was supposed to follow in her mother's footsteps of black activism, teaching, and church affiliation. She was supposed to marry the perfect man. Instead, she hooked up with Lloyd. My parents, Lloyd and Val, met at Valley Fair. Valley Fair was kind of like the black Target of the 70s and 80s. It's where you went for black community essentials. You know, kente cloth, black people books, hair grease. My parents met in the black people book section. Your father came over to me. I was perusing a Carlos Castaneda novel, The Teachings of Don Juan, I think. I was nicely dressed. Lloyd was sweaty. Erica Delehant, he looked as if he'd been playing basketball for days and had never stepped foot in a bookstore before. Your mama was pretending to read some black sex and romance novel. I kept catching her checking her daddy out. She couldn't help staring at the black Adonis. I noticed she was thick, high yellow, and a bigger booty. And held herself like she was better than every other nigga out there. I liked that. I got close and said, "That's a good book. Can I call you sometime and we can talk about the book?" I was sure he had no idea what the book was about, and I was surprised when he mentioned it and when he asked me out again. Now, some people say that the word hero is masculine and that I should change it to heroine. But I saw Lady Sings the Blues. I know what heroin is. I'm a hero, not a drug. Power isn't in the whiteness or the maleness. Nobody has a monopoly on power or on being a hero. All you have to do is be a human. That's a hero. Thank you.
Give it up for Erika Bradshaw, y'all. Give it up for Erika. She has her one-woman show. Make sure you get one